Welcome to Millennium Daily News. This is Ifat Fatima with top stories. Trump warns North Korea of severe options over missile test. Trump to say Western civilization is at stake in Warsaw speech. Suicide blast kills 2 at bus station in Syria's government-held Hama. EU and Japan reach free trade deal. Implement budget development projects speedily, Prime Minister asks officials. And Romelu Lukaku, Manchester United agree £75 million fee with Everton for striker. Those were the headlines, now the detail. US President Donald Trump has warned North Korea that he is considering a pretty severe response following the country's long-range missile test. They are behaving in a very dangerous manner and something will have to be done about it, he said. But he moderated his comments, saying, "We will just take a look at what happens over the coming weeks and months." Pyongyang tested an intercontinental ballistic missile with the potential to hit the US state of Alaska. Despite the ICBM's relatively short flight and eventual crash into the sea, the test has been labeled a sharp military escalation by the US. US President Donald Trump met with Polish President Andrzej Duda in Warsaw, where the White House said he would showcase his commitment to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in a speech and in meetings with a group of nations closest to Russia. Trump is making the whistle-stop trip to the Polish capital en route for a G20 summit in neighboring Germany beginning today. Aside from shoring up the US relationship with NATO allies, the speech is symbolically significant given Poland's proximity to Russia and regional fears about Moscow's ambitions following its 2014 annexation of Crimea from Ukraine. Poland hopes to woo Trump with new investment opportunities in Eastern Europe. US President Donald Trump is to argue that the future of Western civilization is at stake in a keynote speech in the Polish capital, Warsaw. Holding up Poland as an example of a country ready to defend Western freedoms, he will warn against the threats of terrorism and extremism. Poland's conservative government shares Mr. Trump's hostile view of immigration and strong sense of sovereignty. Mr. Trump is in Poland ahead of a G20 summit in Hamburg, Germany. The European Union and Japan have formally agreed an outline free trade deal. The agreement paves the way for trading in goods without tariff barriers between 2 of the world's biggest economic areas. However, few specific details are known and a full workable agreement may take some time. 2 of the most important sectors are Japanese cars and for Europe, EU farming goods into Japan. The outline plan was signed in Brussels after a meeting between the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and the European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker on the eve of a meeting of the G20 group of leading economies in Hamburg. German police have busted a child sex abuse site on the dark web where images and videos were exchanged. The secret Elysium website had 87,000 members and was launched on the internet in December, prosecutors say. The suspected ringleader, a 39-year-old man, was arrested in the state of Hesse. The forum was also used to make appointments to abuse children. Police seized the website's server. They found that toddlers were among the children sexually abused, reports say. Several suspected users of the site have been arrested in Germany and Austria. A suicide bomber in Syria's Hama killed 2 people and injured 9 others, state media said, the second such attack in a government-held city this week. State television said the attacker set off an explosive belt at a bus station in the southwest of the city. The governor of Hama said the explosion killed 2 women, according to another state-run channel, Al Ikhbariya. It had quoted him earlier as saying 3 people had died. There was no immediate claim of responsibility. Viewers, now going for a short break. We will be back with the headlines. Bangladesh holding hundreds in secret jails, HRW. Abinta Kabir Foundation School inaugurated in Theka. LHC double heavy particle to shine light on strong force. Qatar Airways aims to start buying American Airlines shares soon.
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
একটি স্বপ্নের ঠিকানা, একটি সুন্দর আবাসস্থল। ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট আপনার স্বপ্নের বাস্তব রূপ দেয়।
নতুন ডুপ্লেক্স, অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট, কমার্শিয়াল বিল্ডিং নির্মাণের জন্য নির্ভরযোগ্য একটি প্রতিষ্ঠান।
ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট
অত্যাধুনিক ডিজাইন, সর্বশেষ প্রযুক্তির সমন্বয়ে আমাদের কর্মতৎপরতা কনক্রিট, সিমেন্ট আর ইস্পাতের মজবুত বন্ধনে
গড়ে উঠুক আপনার বাড়ি। রোদ বৃষ্টি সহ সকল বৈরিতার বিরুদ্ধে করি সঠিক ট্রিটমেন্ট।
আপনার শহরের প্রাইম লোকেশনে রয়েছে আমাদের অ্যাপার্টমেন্ট।
আপনার কষ্টার্জিত টাকা এবং আমাদের নির্ভেজাল শ্রমে নির্মিত হোক আপনার স্বপ্নের বাড়িটি। আপনার জীবন হোক সুন্দর এবং আনন্দময়।
আমাদের ঠিকানা ফ্রেন্ডস ডেভেলপমেন্ট, 211 ইস্ট 43 স্ট্রিট, সুইট বি, 507, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 10017, ফোন 718-893020।
ইমেল friendsdevelopment@optimum.net। নিশাদ ট্রেডিং একটি আন্তর্জাতিক মানের গার্মেন্টস প্রোডাক্ট আমদানি ও রপ্তানিকারক প্রতিষ্ঠান। ইউরোপ, এশিয়া ও আমেরিকা সহ বিশ্বের নানা স্থানে বাইং, মার্চেন্টাইজিং এবং ম্যানুফ্যাকচারিং করে থাকে। সর্বাধুনিক প্রযুক্তিতে তৈরি বিভিন্ন ডিজাইনের পোশাক বাজারজাতকরণ এবং বিপণন এই প্রতিষ্ঠানের লক্ষ্য। প্রতিষ্ঠানের বৈশিষ্ট্য: উন্নতমান নিশ্চিতকরণ, টেকসই পণ্যের নিশ্চয়তা, নির্ধারিত সময়ে পণ্য সরবরাহ, লেনদেনের স্বচ্ছতা ও বিশ্বস্ততা। যোগাযোগের ঠিকানা: USA কর্পোরেট অফিস, 1747 থার্ড স্ট্রিট সুইট 215, জ্যাকসন হাইট, নিউ ইয়র্ক, NY 11372। বাংলাদেশ কর্পোরেট অফিস, বাড়ি নং 145, সপ্তম তলা, রোড নম্বর 12, ব্লক জি, দক্ষিণ বনশ্রী, খিলগাঁও, ঢাকা 1219।
Welcome back to Millennium Daily News. Now, Millennium News on Bangladesh topic. Bangladesh has secretly detained hundreds of people, including scores of opposition activists, many of whom have later been killed, a rights group said lately. The Human Rights Watch report, released days after the alleged abduction of a high-profile government critic, said security agencies were removing people with no regard for the rule of law. Hundreds of people have been detained and held in secret locations since 2013, including at least 90 last year, it said. Bangladesh security forces appear to have a free hand in detaining people, deciding on their guilt or innocence, and determining their punishment, including whether they have the right to be alive, Brad Adams, HRW's Asia director, said. A new model school of Abinda Kabir Foundation has been opened in the city's Vettera area. U.S. Ambassador in Theka, Marcia Barnikat, inaugurated the school, said a press release. I have to say the foundation and everyone who is working for it, especially Abinta's mom Ruba, and everyone is very fortunate because Abinta left this amazing roadmap of what her dreams were and what she wanted to see done. Barnikat was quoted as saying. An upscale Bangladeshi restaurant has banned foreign guests, fearing a repeat of last year's deadly terrorist attack in a Theka cafe, the owner said lately. Lake Terrace, a reputed rooftop barbecue restaurant in the capital's northern Uttara neighborhood, put a notice at its entrance saying no foreigners were welcome. Shah Tanzil, the owner of the Lake Terrace, said the order had come from his landlord and he had to follow it. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina asked the civil servants to go for implementing the budget and development projects without any delay to wield better outcomes and move the country forward speedily. She also directed them to take steps to fulfill the basic needs of the citizens, ensure social security and construction of necessary infrastructures, and generate employments. We have the largest ever budget and ADP this time. You will have to go for quick implementation of those and completion of the near-ending projects with little funds so that we can take new projects. Remain alert so that no project gets extended like elastic, she said. The Power Division urged all government, semi-government and autonomous bodies to ensure frugal use of electricity by keeping their air conditioners temperature at 25 degrees Celsius. It made the call in the light of a cabinet decision taken in 2009 in this regard, said a PIDA handout. On August 24, 2009, it said the then cabinet approved a decision of keeping the temperature of ACs at all the government, semi-government and autonomous and private office at 24 degrees Celsius to check misuse of power and ensure its proper use. Appraising the decision, the Power Division is urging all the government, semi-government and autonomous offices to keep the temperature of their ACs at 25 degrees Celsius or above, the handout said. Viewers, now Millennium Business News. Qatar Airways Chief Executive Akbar Al-Bakr said that the Doha-based carrier would soon start buying shares in American Airlines depending on the share price. The state-owned company notified American Airlines last month that it was interested in buying up to 10% of its shares. Al-Bakr told reporters in Dublin that Qatar Airways would buy up to 4.75% despite a cool response given last month by the American Airlines CEO to its plan once it has regulatory approval. Wall Street looks set to open lower after data showed lower than expected hiring in the private sector and as technology shares fell. The ADP National Employment Report showed private employers added 1,800 jobs in June, below the estimated addition of 185,000. The report by payrolls processor ADP acts as a precursor to monthly non-farm payrolls data due on Friday that includes hiring in both the public and private sectors. Another set of data showed weekly jobless claims rose for the third straight week, with claims climbing to 248,000 above the 243,000 expected. Bangladesh government will import some 5 lakh metric tons of crude salt to meet the domestic demand, keep its price and supply stable in the market as its local production has marked a fall. The Commerce Ministry has decided to import crude salt as there has been lower salt production in the country this time compared to its target, a senior official told news agency UNB. The crude salt will be imported within a few days on completion of necessary paperwork. Trading on the country's true browsers witnessed gain in share price indices recovering the early hours fall, the fourth trading session of the week. The SEX went up by 13.47 points to stand at 773.98 at 12:08 p.m., which was 5,755.42 points at 11:30 a.m. But the two other indices continued the upward trend, which also saw negative in the early hours of trading. Trade deals stood at 65,595 with transaction of Taka 4,581.76 million. Of the issues traded, 153 advanced, 105 declined and 54 remained unchanged. Chittagong stocks also saw upward trend with its selective category index. CSCX climbing up to 17,885.5172 by gaining over 37.41 points at 12:06 p.m. Out of the issues traded, 109 gained, 63 declined and 37 remained unchanged. Viewers, now Millennium Environment, Science and Technology News. Millions of people want selfies riding elephants or washing them or patting their trunks, but according to a study carried out by World Animal Protection across Asia, this is helping to fuel a rise in elephants captured from the wild and kept for entertainment. The number in Thailand has increased by almost a third over the last 5 years. Web researchers assessed almost 3,000 elephants are found that more than three-quarters were living in severely cruel conditions. Many were bound with chains less than 3 meters long and were forced to stand on concrete floors close to loud roads, crowds, and music. Scientists have detected a new particle at the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. The discovery will help researchers learn more about the so-called strong force which holds the centers of atoms together. The existence of the new particle was theoretically predicted, but that is the first time it has been identified. The details of the XICC++ particle were presented at a high-energy physics conference in Venice. The study was carried out at the LHCb experiment and led by Dr. Patrick Spurlin of Glasgow University. He said that the discovery would shed light on a long-standing puzzle and open an exciting new branch of investigation. The two satellites that make up the Bepi Colombo mission to Mercury were presented to the media. This joint European-Japanese venture has been in development for 2 decades, but should finally get to the launch pad next year. The two spacecraft will travel together to the baking world, but separate on arrival to conduct their own studies. Thursday's event was the last chance journalists would get to view the full flight stack, as it is called. Europe's Mercury Planetary Orbiter and Japan's Mercury Magnetostrophic Orbiter will shortly be unbolted from each other for some final individual testing prior to shipment to the launch site in French Guiana. Viewers, now Millennium Sports News. Manchester United have agreed a fee of around £75 million with Everton for striker Romelu Lukaku, senior club sources have told the BBC. The 24-year-old Belgium international scored 25 Premier League goals last season. United, who have chasing Lukaku for most of the summer, will not now be pursuing their interest in Real Madrid's Alvaro Morata. Everton sources say no deal or agreement has been reached. Leicester have signed Sevilla captain Vicente Iborra for an undisclosed fee, believed to be £10.5 million. The 29-year-old midfielder, who helped Sevilla win 3 successive Europa League titles after joining them in 2013, has signed a 4-year deal. The Spanish side announced a deal had been agreed earlier this week. Iborra played against Leicester in both legs of Champions League tie last season when the Foxes knocked out the La Liga side in the last 16. He has made 172 appearances for Sevilla, scoring 30 goals since joining them from Levante. National star cricketer Mahmudullah Riyad has been kept as the captain of franchise team Khulna Titans for the next round 8-team Bangladesh Premier League, which is expected to begin on November 4 at Sri Bangla National Cricket Stadium. Besides, it hired former Sri Lanka cricket team captain Mahela Jayawardene as the coach for 2 years. Managing director of the franchise Qazi Inam Ahmed introduced Jayawardene and Mahmudullah as the coach and the captain of Khulna Titans at a press conference in a city hotel lately. Before ending, the headlines are once again. Trump warns North Korea of severe options over missile test. Trump to say Western civilization is at stake in Warsaw's speech. Suicide blast kills 2 at bus station in Syria's government-held Hama. EU and Japan reach free trade deal. Implement budget development projects speedily, Prime Minister asks officials. And Romelu Lukaku, Manchester United agree £75 million fee with Everton for striker. This is all for now from Millennium Daily Newsroom. To get any kind of news, please visit facebook.com/MillenniumTVUSA and youtube.com/MillenniumTVUSA. Besides, to get the most updated news, please log into our website www.millenniumtv.net. Stay with Millennium. Allah Hafiz.